The words of Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump continue to drive the race for the White House into new territory. Words that expand the controversy over how he views women, along with allegations from women who claim to be his victims of sexual abuse or assault. The fallout has cost Trump support within his own party, but in Oklahoma, the fallout has been very limited.
There has been little controversy in Oklahoma over Donald Trump's language about women, outside of several newspapers across the state, even some in longtime Republican strongholds like Enid, now endorsing Hillary Clinton for president. Oklahoma's entire congressional delegation still supports him, as does Governor Mary Fallin.
And certainly I was offended by Donald Trump's remarks about women, as any woman would be.
For Governor Fallin, Trump's apology was enough to keep her vote.
He has apologized. I accept his apology. The comments were made over 11 years ago. And in the end, what I look at is the platform and the positions that the presidential candidates are running on. And I certainly support his positions.
So far, there has been only one public defection from Oklahoma's Republican Party. Brett Farley, the party's communications director, resigned in a lengthy letter that blasted the Oklahoma GOP for continuing to stand by Trump. He wrote, "I can no longer countenance an official role with a party that is unable or unwilling to act upon the pressing moral gravity of the situation at hand." Pollster Bill Shepard says there is still no doubt that Oklahomans will vote by a wide margin for Donald Trump.
We're just another state that even before Sooner Poll did its first poll, it had already been put into the red column.
Because the basic nature of presidential politics has changed so much, Shepard, the head of Sooner Poll, agrees that anything could still happen to influence how Oklahomans view the two candidates.
Picking of the less of two evils, maybe that's just part of what democracy is about, and that's the reason why that's everyone showing up at the polls is going to have to do. Politics used to be about, do you like the fella? Do you like the gal? Is this somebody that you'd like to be your leader? And we've gotten away from likability.
A national study of polling data finds that if only women voted for president, Hillary Clinton would win in a landslide. But if only men voted, Trump would win big.
There's definitely a huge gender divide going on right now.
A divide that in part has something to do with the actual makeup of the two major political parties. Dr. John Wood is an associate professor of political science at the University of Central Oklahoma.
Republicans have more men, it seems, I think more overall, and women go to the Democratic Party at higher rates. Minorities go to Democrats at higher rates.
Professor Wood believes that because the nation is so politically divided, many voters will stay home on Election Day.
It's going to be a very low turnout nationwide. And I predict in Oklahoma it's going to be the lowest turnout we've probably ever had since we've really calculated turnout.
And Professor Wood expects that discussions about the issue of sexual harassment and assault, women's rights, and how women are treated will now see a resurgence.
So I wouldn't be surprised in the next 4 years that we do talk more about women and women's rights and how men treat women.
At Oklahoma City University, Regina McManigal-Grijalva is an associate professor of English. She teaches history and theory of rhetoric and is an expert on how people use language to shape their identities. Professor Grijalva says Donald Trump's words about women and how he treats them has a double political impact.
When you take somebody who is offensive to a minority and offensive to a gender, you've got two intersections there. Yes, women are affected by it, but how do you think that minority women are affected by it?
Professor Grijalva says the values of the right wing of the Republican Party resonates with millions of Americans because of the words Donald Trump uses.
They pull on your heartstrings. They say the things that get your emotions aroused. You already value the agenda of the Republican Party. And then whoever is representing that party, if they can pull on your heartstrings, you're going to go vote for that person. You're going to feel passionate about them.
Professor Grijalva says Trump's statements about women in the recording made on board a bus really means something else.
Automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
He's talking about the fact that he has money. Is he a star? I mean, let's identify what a star is, right? He has more money than anyone in this room could imagine having and spending. And that makes a huge difference in how he interacts with people.
Sooner Poll's Bill Shepard says the issue of funding public education is a bigger driver of possible change to the state's political makeup than presidential politics. With a number of candidates seeking office for the first time because of that issue, and a state question to increase the sales tax to pay for teacher pay raises and educational improvements, the old adage, all politics are local, will likely be proven true once again.